going any moment now. I just released the gates. So, there we go. Zarak going out of the gates already.
And let's see where he heads to. It looks like magic's on his is on his top of his agenda. Looks like black magic. Looks like we got lit 2 and ice right now. I would not pick up lit or confuse if it's my luck depended on it. But hey, that's just me.
Now, confuse can be a very useful spell, just mainly for carry 1 since she is susceptible to confuse. But here in the white magic, we see fog 2 in slot 2, which is not going to be red mage learnable. But Cure 3 in slot 3 is quite nice.
And since Zarak has a full accessible party to most to every magic known to beast and man, I do believe that's going to become a major play for him.
I do have to agree. Alliesong also having that beautiful party to allow the same as well. So now we get to see the runners head up towards the Temple of Fiends, see if there's anything actually in the 3 chests that can initially be checked, as well as see what Garland may be packing. Looks like Zarak is going to take an imp fight outside of Canaria, though.
And it looks like both of them ran into the same imp fight, but yet other dimensions. But let's go ahead and take a look here at Allie. Allie seems like she wants to check out those chests before she goes up and takes a chunk out of Garland, or Garland takes a chunk out of her, whichever way it goes on it. But let's see what happens here.
Now, Allie did pick up some heal potions before leaving Canaria. A very good play, even with Cure 3 being on the table. That does help conserve spell charges. So I do have to say I like the play from Allie there.
Zarak just picked up a couple of pures which remove poison. So I mean that's let's go and say this. Some of the evils like the arachnids in the ruined temple can become a poison paradise if you like that sort of thing.
That is true, but with randomized status effects, you're not sure what's going to have poison touch, and in this case, imps actually had poison touch by the looks of it. Allie taking on Garland, a couple of lit 2s going out, and Garland's going to fall for Allie. We'll soon see what the Royals have.
Looks like Garland was even a smaller speed bump than usual.
He was. The king having the slab and Princess Sarah having the canoe.
Are we talking? I don't think we have to tell our audience that Volcano and Ice just became open to Ollie, and as well as Zarak. So let's go ahead and theorize. Should we even take a look at the Pirates right now? Should the Pirates become a later game open up, or are we going to start seeing some pirate fights here?
I do have a feeling we'll start seeing some pirate fights just because Provoca does have that level 2 magic, and if there's a level 2 nuke or fade, then that's going to make this party extremely strong.
But it's not going to help. But it's not going to help either of our patrons here to pull ahead, since they're both fully capable of heading over there. Only a fool would not check out level 2 spells.
So Allie going ahead and doing a power cycle, hopping on that ship, and it looks like Allie is heading over towards Provoca. She has her sights set on that level 2 magic as well as the pirates. Where Zarak just got done buying some pures, taking a look at the armor shop, and deciding not to buy anything. I can't blame him for doing that.
And it looks like Ollie has taken a bit of a thought and advice on this, and is taking on the pirates. She's already whipped out I think it's an ice spell off the red mage. So let's see what happens here. It's lit 2.
That's going to clear out all the pirates since they have a very, very small amount of HP. They just hit fairly decently, and that is the Earth Rod from Bicky the Pirate.
With that, that's one item she doesn't have to worry about being loose in a box. With that being said, we'll go ahead and take a look at our level 2 spells.
We see heal 3 here in level 2, and one thing to keep in mind with level 2 is the red mage can learn every single spell in level 2. Zap, Fire 2, Ice 3, and Slep.
That's a red mage, black mage paradise.
Indeed. Now, with that Earth Rod being found on Bicky, that does give the option for an early dive into Earth Cave.
Unfortunately, we can't get there with the canal being blocked.
And that is very true. So, with the canal being loose in the world, it's going to come down to finding either the floater or the canal itself, since that canoe already has been found, and the airship can be unearthed from the Ryukon Desert.
And it seems that Zirak basically took a bit of time getting to Garland, and is finally getting the fight off. And Garland, as always, is a speed bump.
And Zirak will now have his slab and canoe, and more than likely head over to Provoca as well in order to grab level 2 magic.
And it looks like Allie is finally seeing that this is kind of a poison-filled wonderland, to put it politely, and is taking care of her peers as well.
Indeed. Perfect time to do a little bit of shopping with a little bit of gold in pocket. Definitely a good idea to have, and something to keep in the back pocket. Especially having knowledge as to where all of the items are going to be. But with the case of Canaria, the only thing Canaria didn't have is save items.
That was interesting there. Where do you think this seed might be a little barren of them? Who knows?
Well, we saw on Allie's side that Provoca actually is pretty well packed with them, and Allie is going to go ahead and dock outside of Mount Golg and head towards Crescent Lake. I gotta say, I like this play. Gets one of the incentive locations out of the way with the Circle of Sages,
and it also drops you into I'd say at least a 40% chance of having an incentive item in the stores. I've been seeing a lot of the items over here at Crescent Lake.
Yeah, there have been a lot of shop items available fairly early on in the seed, but there have also been those that could have landed in Gaia. Allie taking a tough fight against a Hydra and an Ocho, taking out the fighter Allie. Whereas Zyrak just finished taking down the pirates and got the Earth Rod himself. Allie does make it through that.
Just barely, and all her party members are poisoned.
Unfortunately, losing that fighter means that the fighter did lose out on a decent amount of EXP, and she does have a few pures in the pocket, so getting rid of that poison is not going to be a big problem.
So it seems the seed is very poison friendly to the mob. So let's take a few moments. What if the fiends have just as much poison and just as much efficiency of getting it on these characters? What kind of strategies do you see being deployed by these two members?
So fortunately, Poison Touch is not all that bad to deal with. It would be more along the lines of, oh crap, Kraken has Death Touch.
Let's hope that doesn't happen, because dear God, is Kraken and 8 hits hand in hand.
Indeed. We have a question in chat from Kyo Deshin. Are we calling this seed venomous? Very much so right now. Because there's been a lot of Poison Touch. Allie, unfortunately, getting blocked by NPCs right now. Deciding to go around, go outside of the armor shop and weapon shop and exit Crescent Lake that way. Whereas Zyrak has returned to the sea and is now sailing on, looks like towards Elfland.
Now this is an interesting little step here, because I mean, I think a lot of people have grown accustomed to me basically calling Marsh Cave the Bank of Marsh. So I mean, that sometimes can be a a treasure trove of gold or a big waste of time? It's basically high risk, high reward. Do you believe that could be a possibility, or do you think it's just more along the lines of just trying to see if any spells are at level 3 and level 5, level 4?
I think it's a good idea to go ahead and check the level 3 and level 4 magic, but at the same time, with that loose canal being out there, it's very possible that it could have landed in Marsh. Marsh does have the highest chest density of the very early game itself. Even though these runners do have access to Volcano and Ice Cave, I still think Marsh isn't entirely a bad play.
And we also know how the seeds like to hide things. And dear goddess, the most hated place is Marsh Cave.
Hashtag never Marsh. Unless you have to. So Zyrak has made it to Elfland, and we will soon see just what the level 3 and level 4 magics are holding.
We got such good magic at level 2, at level 1 and level 2. I'm kind of skeptical if there's going to be anything good at 3 and 4. I'm going to say that they've got a lot of toys to play with.
Ooh, so we see Lit 3 here at the level 3 black magic. Somewhat fitting.
And it seems like this is a seed that just keeps on giving.
Wall, slot 1.
Cure
Beautiful
2
spell to grab.
Harm 4. Lich, you might want to watch yourself. You might want to be calling up Chaos for some nuke.
And that's Fade level 4, slot 3. That is Red Mage learnable. And we see Lock as well as Quad X and Fast at level 4 black magic. But that level 4 white magic having Fade in slot 4 is beautiful. The Adamant for sale in the Elfland item shop for 8,339 gold, as well as gold bracelets in the armor shop, 12.5k. Gotta be happy if you're Zyrak right now. Gotta be a little upset for not having enough gold for those gold bracelets.
Can we say this is the Merry Christmas Venom seed?
Yeah, this is the poisonous Christmas seed. Alliesong in a bit of a bind right now against Fire Elemental. Has one Light Warrior dead, but does make it away from the fight. Is able to cure 3 and then immediately steps on the Gerwolf Spike Tile. Zyrak heading over towards Crescent Lake, deciding, no, I'm going to skip out on Marsh and head over towards Crescent Lake, Volcano, and the Ice Cave itself.
And it seems like Ollie might be having some thoughts of life choices that she has dropped two of her characters, and the other 2 are on condition list right now.
And there is the canal and the Volcano Armory. Alliesong is gonna book it out of here. But 2 times end her run early, and she's unable to get out.
That's one of those moments where basically you want to have your healers heal up your party as soon as you start seeing under 50. I mean, seriously, you don't want to make one foot step. You want to get yourself healed as soon as possible. That's the reason why you go and you buy heals and you have healers.
I do have to agree, and with Heal 3 being available, it's one cast at the level that she's at, and every Light Warrior is at max health.
And with how this season's been, you don't want to have anyone down. This is definitely turning into a 4-man seed.
It's definitely a good 4-man start, but as for later on in the seed, we're still pretty early in on it. So it could turn into a 3-man. It could stay a 4-man. We'll see what these runners decide to do. Right Right now, Zyrak trying to take down some giants, gets Ice 3 off, takes him down. Allie facing a Red Hydra. Ice 3's that down as well. And Zyrak deciding to farm out a few encounters. Allie running straight back to that canal. Gonna get on out of the inner sea. Has the canoe, has the canal, has access to waterfall, as well as castle ordeals.
Castle ordeals can be pretty fun, but I wouldn't take Lich right now for love nor money.
Yeah, with the spells that these runners have access to right now, it may not be a great idea to go ahead and take Lich, but then again, Earth Cave in and of itself with the encounters it has may not be a good idea either, just due to lack of armor. Even a ribbon might be necessary, or pro rings for that matter, and we haven't seen pro rings yet.
It's all about the timing, and right now the timing is just. I mean, if she's thinking Lich, she's taking a high risk.
And Zyrak taking a wipe to the Scorpion Bull Pack gets hit for exact damage on the remaining White Mage. 29 damage to 29 HP. Perfect kill from the enemies.
Now, I've taken a bit of a notice. We got level 5, level 7s going on Allie right now, and she's over here in a area that's normally clocked at a higher tick. Do you believe that right now Zyrak is taking a much better maneuver by farming these bigger monsters, going in, healing, and gathering the EXP for the long game?
So I do like Zyrak's strategy of gathering the encounters, getting a little bit of EXP, trying to play things a little safe, and be ready for whatever dungeon dive he's going to do. The only downside I can think of right now is that there are a few spike tiles available that can be checked. So if Zyrak were to go check a spike tile in, say, Marsh, for some inexplicable reason, and find water elementals on it, he has Ice 3, which would deal a ton of damage to those water elementals and yield a lot of experience.
I can see where you're coming from on that.
Alliesong going underneath the bridge for the canal, turns around, heads back to the inner sea, and is heading down towards Elfland, and then turns back around. All right, Allie, where are you going? Okay, Allie is going to Elfland.
Her GPS just had a bit of a hiccup there.
I am inclined to agree with that. She's going to find out that the adamant is for sale for about 8,400 gold and not have the gold to be able to buy it, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and check level 4 Black Magic to see Lock, Quad X, and Fast, the 3 notable spells of level 4 Black Magic, as well as level 4 White Magic with Fade and Ruse, both very, very notable. Ruse giving 2 evasion stacks per cast, and Fade doing anywhere from 80 to 390 damage. Level 3 Black Magic for Allie. Taking note of it, deciding what spells she wants to buy. Taking a look at Lit 3. Gonna go ahead and grab that.
That Lit 3 at $250 gold is a Blaze Steel.
So question in chat from SNESX86. Is that the range of Fade? 80 to 390 should be the range, because Fade is just slightly less powerful than Nuke, has a slightly lower low roll. Nuclear is the enemy skill that has a damage range of 80 to So Allie has finished up her spell shopping. Zyrak still taking encounters outside of Crescent. And Allie is about to leave the Inner Sea, probably until she needs to go talk to the kindly old king of Northwest Castle, and is deciding to stop in at Melbourne.
Danger, Will Robertson, danger.
I like this play because that does allow her to translate the slab.
But let's just hope she doesn't get a getting this a little fevered there and decides to try to take Lich's location, because I mean, literally, if imps have poison, there's probably a good chance that there's things that are got a little bit more deadly of ability skill set.
That's very true. And level 5 white magic, bit of a heartbreak there with Cure 4 and Life 2 both being on the same level. And then Temper as one of the notable spells in level 5 black magic. Allie is deciding to head over towards the Earth Cave. Now, whether or not she's going to dive Earth Cave, I will admit I'm not sure, but I do like the idea of heading over towards Earth Cave because there are 3 different spike tiles that can be checked right off the bat. There are 2 in the Hall of Giants and the Earth Elemental tile in and of itself.
Only thing I got to say is, Goddess help her.
I have to agree. Making a save outside of Earth Cave, a play that I like, and she is immediately going to check chests in here. Well, Zyrak is still just gaining EXP sitting here
now
outside of Crescent.
You got to eventually realize that that you're going to get diminishing returns as you're farming an area. So I mean, you got to go find some bigger. And it's looking like Zyrak's actually got an ear in here because he just took off and looks like he's looking for some bigger trophy kills.
I think he's about to head towards the Marsh Cave, actually, or because I just completely forgot that he hasn't bought the Adamant yet, he's probably about to go buy that. That's exactly what the encounters outside of Crescent Lake were for, to farm out enough gold to be able to buy that beautiful, beautiful Adamant.
And that was a good play to go ahead and do. I mean, getting that Adamant gets you one quest line closure, and you can bet that, I mean, even if it's got like just the bonk or the Thor's hammer, that would be extravagantly great at this point.
Yes, having that Thor hammer would be really nice. The only thing that would make it much better is actually getting the power bonk. Though, I could also see both of these runners selling that Thor hammer for gold, especially with level 4 Fade being on the table.
Oh, definitely.
And having a higher damage range. Alliesong finding a pack of 5 mummies.
With if I'm not mistaken, a price check on the Thor hammer would be about 30,000 on the Gwen market.
Depending upon how it rolls, yes. In some seeds, you'll see it for an extremely low price, and then other seeds, you'll see it go as high as 40,000, if not higher than that. I'm honestly not sure what the max roll would be for the Thor hammer itself. Allie finding 2 chests containing a good amount of gold, about 10,000 overall.
Certainly looks like the bank is actually over at Earth Cave.
Very much so. And Zyrak picking up some ice armor and the power bonk.
Well, it looks like the power bonk's already been power bonk's been found. Looks like we got a real horse race here. Zyrak has a real DPS advantage right now. I'm starting to see where this is going to turn out really good for him. But is Allie going to go back for that Adamant? The Adamant is not exactly near as a go mode.
Now, that Adamant turning into power bonk is a bit of an advantage, but another advantage Zyrak has right now is picking up that ice armor gives a lot of absorb, equivalent to that of the Opal Bracelet. And the Opal Bracelet is the best mage armor in the game. So having that this early on, you can't really complain. Allie deciding to continue diving into Earth, I do think she is going to make an attempt to go give Lich what Lich deserves and return him to the Earth.
But we all know that basically this is kind of a atypical seed here. What are we going to find if she goes down in there? I mean, she hasn't even gotten to Druncula yet, but no, how he's been being treated, he's less than the speed bump.
He may actually be a bit of a speed bump this time. It just depends upon what he has, and we shall see that soon enough. Though she is running at levels less than 10, which does make me slightly worried. Only because some of the encounters in here may not be as friendly for her. But that's the Vorpal! One of the best weapons, if not the best weapon in the game, can only be equipped by the promoted fighter and thief, the Knight and Ninja, as well as the Red Wizard itself.
Yeah, she has got the best butter knife. Lovely weapon, if you like crits.
Exactly, it's a butter knife until you get critical hits. Zyrak saving outside of Gurgu Volcano and heading in. Going to soon have his canal. Allie, though, taking a wipe to the Gargoyle pack. She's going to forge on ahead and run back in. Yeah, I had to say something about critical hits, and Allie just gets obliterated by all sorts of damage coming out from those gargoyles.
Well, with that said, right now it seems Xerax right now is taking some mucks right now, and the volcano, and he's about ready to get his canal. He's about 3 boxes off, and he just ran into a seafood special with a troll involved, with a troll waiter. Let's see if he wants to farm this up.
Now, this isn't a bad encounter tile to have. The lobster and sea troll aren't that bad until you see stop, followed by lit 2. What's this?
Yeah, this is a seafood platter that bites back.
Very much so. That was painful to see. So Zyrak forging on back into the volcano. Still looking pretty sharp, as Allie has entered Earth Basement 3. Now this is the floor where wizards and cockatrices start showing up. And, well, would you look at that? The birds have fast.
I don't know how I feel about that. I'd be kind of paranoid of that. I mean, literally fast. This adds hits on stack in this particular variant of Final Fantasy, and you're not exactly going to be sustaining your life force with those type of numbers right now on those HPs.
Yes, that is true. But while we're talking about hits and things like that, over on the right side of your screen, over on Zyrak's side, you may have noticed he picked up that beautiful, beautiful white shirt. Oh no, Zyrak getting stun locked again. Losing the fighter, losing the red mage, immediately resetting out of the spike tile.
This kind of what Xerak's doing right now kind of reminds me of what my cats used to do to our gerbil with a locked cage. I mean, literally bashing their head against the glass wall with the gerbil, basically looking like she's about ready to croak over from laughter.
That could be the case, and as our tracker Burt Reynolds states in chat, he's definitely going to be unclicking that canal quite a bit. Zyrak with 2 Light Warriors stunned right now. I didn't quite catch what stunned those Light Warriors. And Allie running into the Earth Elemental tile that's just, I think that's just underneath that box. I may be mistaken. I may be thinking of the other box that is in a 2-tile room. As a matter of fact, I am.
And this right here was exactly what I was hoping not to see. Allie right now is finding out that Geist, Ghost, and every infernal creature out there has stun.
Gotta love those incorporeal creatures and undead.
Yeah, they're so much fun. Yeah, roll bone dice with.
Zyrak still forging ahead in the volcano as Allie continues running through the Earth Cave. That is the Earth Elemental Trap tile. Okay. Or Spike tile. And Zyrak getting the canal yet again.
Please do not. Don't do it, Zyrak. Don't do it. Thank you.
Zyrak is going to avoid the seafood spike tile. Gonna move that white shirt and the pro cape. And it's time to get out of the volcano.
Yes, please get out of the volcano. Save, please.
And did you see something on Allie's side of the screen? Because I didn't see anything.
I thought I heard the screams of Druncula basically getting stabbed in the heart.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Except I don't think he got stabbed. I think he got hit by lightning. I think his heart actually got jump started.
And bursted.
But Allie has made it onto Earth Basement 4, making a good run of the Earth Cave so far. Sitting at fairly low levels, but definitely is in the running to have the first orb lit of this match.
I may have actually been wrong about Earth Cave. Earth Cave seems like it's being a rather. Whoa, that was 65,000 gold right there. That was money.
Max gold chest has been found. 65,535 gold in the max gold chest. You can't find any more than that in one chest. Zyrak in a bit of a perilous situation, but is about to make it out of the volcano. Only has 2 light warriors alive right now, but does have that canal in hand and does save with it. So fortunately, Bert, you don't have to worry about unclicking that canal anymore.
Were you doing it on the map? Because I know how maps are. They're basically kind of like a Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh no, Zyrak in a stun lock, and that is another wipe for Zyrak to some Gators and Caribs.
I'm hoping that Topher is a paper shell of itself right now, because the outside world is pretty well buffed.
It really has been quite strong so far. Allie picking up a very beautiful weapon, the Flame Sword. Can equip it onto the Red Mage, but decides instead to equip the Saber, which I can understand that if Allie does not know that the Flame Sword can be equipped to the Red Mage itself.
You know, back when I was first playing this game at about age 11, 12, I would basically pick up items and I'd just go ahead and just try each and every character just to see if it would well. Sometimes that old strategy, if you're not really savvy in a game, can help you.
I wholeheartedly agree on that, actually. Having the time to experiment and test what weapons can be equipped on which character definitely pays off a lot. Wizard encounter looking a little dicey. Not able to run away on the first turn. Loses the red mage. That white mage is inflicted with the dark status. Unable to run again. Down to just the black mage. The black mage does manage to run away this time.
Were those wizards or were those blooming fighters?
So, I mean, it says they were wizards, but they weren't wizards. They definitely did a lot of damage.
They acted more like they had Fist of Steel instead of Fist of Glass.
Zyrak using a couple of heal potions to drop the stock down to 89 in his bags, just to buy 10 more to get up to the max amount of 99 heal potions. I like the play.
She definitely has. She's definitely having a bit of an issue here. Allie is by having run into a pack of shadows and wipe.
Unfortunately, that cremate was just dishing out all of the damage.
It seems like she's attracting Lich's armies quite well. I think that Lich right now wants to keep her as far away from the Earth Cave as possible.
Yeah, I cannot blame her for steering away from Earth Cave.
That really hurts because she had found a bit of a cash cow in there, but you know there are many other lucrative dungeons to go pillage. Maybe try Ice Cave.
And there are the Blizzard Sahags showing up again. Unfortunately, giving Alliesong the business of a wipe. So, a little bit of a background on these runners through Speedruns Live, the racing platform we use for the tournament. Alliesong, on our left side, only has 3 races. Started racing in July of last year. Zyrak, though, total races 338. Started racing July 2nd of 2017. So Zyrak's got quite a bit of experience with being in the racing environment, even with being in one-on-one races like these.
Sounds like a Bret Hart versus the Kid match from 1993.
Definitely does. Zyrak just blazing through this volcano without much of a problem. I missed if he checked the hairpin chests, though. Oh, these nachos are hitting hard. Immediately took out that white mage on Zyrak's side.
Who took the nachos and gave him Carolina Reapers?
I'm not to be held at fault here. I didn't roll the seed, I swear. I just gave the bot the command.
Are you the one who hit the button?
Yes.
You're the one who rolled the seed.
Zyrak picking up the wizard staff, a very nice weapon. Does cast Confuse on use. And Carrie, the Fiend of Fire, is susceptible to Confuse. So that's a good weapon for Zyrak to find. Zyrak, unfortunately, running into the lobster tile.
What he will find out is the seafood platter of death.
Indeed, and Alliesong has run into Matoya's cave to find a loose bottle. Unfortunately, that is not useful right now. But she did pick up about 10,000 gold.
She's got to find a floater to get that bottle to be useful right now. And with that being said, she's taking off down south. She has her way opened up. What do you think? Do you believe that she actually understands that she can actually go to Ordeals? I mean, Ordeals is so. I mean, yeah, it's a maze, but it's literally been a cruising USA run. I mean, literally, it's not been that bad throughout these flags.
Yeah, so far this seed hasn't been too terribly bad. It's just, unfortunately, they don't have the gold bracelets that they need just yet for those mages to survive. So the mages are getting hit really hard, and when enemies do crit, it's critting through that absorb that the armor gives. So that damage is going to be rough.
Did we not see a gold bracelet in Provoca? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, but did we not see the gold bracelet somewhere?
We saw the gold bracelet for sale in Elfland, but it was for 12,000 gold, and at that point in time, neither Alliesong nor Zyrak had the money to be able to buy them.
But we know where she can get the money to get them. I mean, dear goddess, if she would just hold her nose, take a dive, and get in and out. I mean, yeah, it's a hard in and out, but that money is sitting there waiting for you.
It is. Zyrak making it through the nacho tile without too much of a problem. Going to heal up. Would like to welcome the Space Drake to chat. How are you doing this evening, Space Drake? So question in chat from the Space Drake, was this drafted or did they both pick Fighter Rainbow? They both picked Fighter Rainbow.
They did this all on their own. And to tell you the truth, it's kind of nice to see.
And Zyrak loots the loot from the incentive chest in Volcano.
Now that's one more item that's off the loose list. So what else do we need? We need Oxyel, we need Tron, we need Cube.
There's still quite a bit left to explore here in the world, so by no means is this done.
Oh no, I'm just thinking. What if those three items are all loose right now? I mean, that would be horrible. That would be.
It's a possibility, and Zyrak is turning tail in the volcano and trying to get out of here, but runs into a dead end. Gets a first strike on the red giants and is able to get away from that fight relatively quickly. Alliesong, though, checking the hairpin chests in Volcano. Definitely chests that are easy to forget. So I like her play in this. Gets rewarded with 4,600 gold from the chest in the turns, where Zyrak is still working on running out of this volcano. And unfortunately, with navigating the volcano, it can be a little confusing. But Zyrak does make do with it and gets out of that floor and is just about to the home stretch of the volcano itself.
Yeah,
Alliesong, though, looks like she is heading deeper into the hairpins.
Now, I do have a question right now. Where do you believe that warp and exit is? I mean, we have not seen warp or exit at all during levels 1 through 5. I'm starting. I want to make a wager. Exit is on. Well, warps. I'm going to say warps on 7. Exit's on it. I mean, that's my bet. That's my bet.
I'm going to be a little more specific. So I think Warp is going to be level 8 Gaia, and I think Exit will be level 7 Gaia.
Love fun.
Because we have not seen those yet. And the runners do have access to on-rack as well as Waterfall, where they could check on-rack spells and then go into Waterfall. But the problem right now is that getting those warp charges is going to be a little ways away.
If at all. I mean, we could have a warpless run, which if any of these items are in Marsh, oh, these folks are going to need some dental work once they're done with this match.
Yeah, because they may be gritting their teeth throughout most of this. But over on the left-hand side of your screen, you may have noticed that Alliesong picked up the Excalibur. One of the strongest swords in the game. Not quite the strongest, but one of the strongest swords in the game.
It's competitive against Chaos. Let's just say that. And oh dear me. Oh, and she had enough mind to run away from it. Thank goddess.
And she's rewarded with a ribbon for running away from that pack. That is a massive reward for Alliesong that Zyrak has not been able to capitalize on. But Zyrak does have enough gold that if he decides he wants to go back to Elfland, he can buy those gold bracelets and have a decent amount of absorb.
Now let's take a little retrospective here. We've been hovering over the volcano. I don't think anyone's touched the ice cave yet. We've seen what Earth has right now. I'm starting to think that there are players that are second guessing themselves against the Fiends right now. And honestly, after seeing such a weak Earth, my competitive spirits. I'm starting to get a little hungry. I'm going to start to get a little hungry for some Fiend Carnage.
Now we may see that here in a moment from Ali, but Zyrak has decided to go away from the volcano and heading towards Ice Cave. Ice Cave being another one of the incentivized dungeons, and one that we don't know much of anything about right now. We know what mummies have, we know what wizards have, we know what the cockatrices have,
and guys have a stun a ton on them right now. And literally, if you're looking to dodge that kind of stuff, you might want to have some magic defense there, because you're probably gonna get locked up. You're gonna be sitting there for a while.
Or a ribbon, since a ribbon does protect from all elements. The only thing it does not protect from is non-elemental attacks, such as nuke or nuclear. And ice, I like the play, but I do have to agree with our tracker Burt Reynolds, as he states in chat. It's gonna be tough with no teleport spells, especially with packs like these. Lots of images, lots of wraiths, a couple specters, a couple geists. Fortunately, getting those geists down real quick. And unable to run with two of the light warriors, but the third one that gets queued to run does run away. Immediately runs into a frost giant with fire 2.
And this encounter queue here is starting to get a little horrendous. I mean, one step pop, one step pop, one step pop. That's going to slow people down. It's going to really grind you down. And with no work, no exit, there's going to be a lot of wipes and ice.
Now, there may not be, but Mute did come out from that Frost Giant and missed the Black Mage, who was able to get another Fire 2 out to be able to defeat the Frost Giant. No more Frost Giant for Zyrak standing in the way. Alliesong, though, deep into the volcano, re-entering Volcano Basement for or as I tend to call it, Volcano Armory 2. Immediately gets punished for stepping onto the spike tile.
Zarak just found Dragon Armor.
Loses the red mage Audi. But Zyrak, as you mentioned, does find Dragon Armor. Best armor in the game. Can only be used by the promoted fighter, the Knight. Zyrak skipping the 2 chests on the left-hand side, immediately going down to the grouping of 6. As Allie enters the room with 5 chests here on the second armory of Volcano, loses the Black Mage, has the fighter really close to being on one, but definitely gets luck on her side. Zyrak finding a ribbon in Ice Cave. Huge find for Zyrak. Easily able to get a second ribbon as well from the Volcano. And now that he does have the status resistances, he would definitely be able to grab that extra ribbon and make it out of the encounter, no problems. Allie back at the start of the Volcano, starts diving back down. Zyrak finding the second Pro Cape in the seed, and the only other Pro Cape in the seed. As well as a free gold bracelet. You know, Q, weren't we just talking about gold bracelets not too long ago?
Yeah, we were.
Allie playing a little dicey, but Zyrak getting rewarded with the ruby from Ice Cave. So Q, let me ask you a question here. And I know you haven't played the randomizer much, but you're in Zyrak's shoes. You've got the ruby. You have access to Volcano right now. You have access to Earth. But with that ruby, you have access to Titan's Trove as well as Sarda. What would you do?
I'd go ahead and finish off Ice Cave. Since he already knows what's in Volcano, it's there's nothing for immediate progression right now. There is the loot he was able to get out with it. He's already done the ratios for Volcano. So I'd just go ahead and start looking towards possibly go ahead and doing Ruby now, or taking a look at Ordeals. I mean, Ordeals has a lot. He has the ability to go ahead and get his get an Elfin, get the bracelets right now. And he can also just go ahead and just subroute himself over to get the ruby. Take a look at the Titan's Trove, and see if Sarah has something too. But now he can do it in any order right now and still be looking high on the hall.
I like it. Allie has made it to the bottom of the Volcano with 3 of her Light Warriors up. Zyrak going through the river system, trying to get back to Crescent Lake, and then more than likely either board the ship or head back into Volcano. Gonna go ahead and resurrect that fallen White Mage, as Allie is just getting bombarded with encounters right now. Zyrak resting at the end, restoring everybody's health to full, as well as renewing spell charges. Allie making it out of the Fire Giant encounter. Going ahead and using heal pots. Trying to save some of the resources that she can but at the same time, keep all the light warriors up. She gets initiative, runs away from the Nacho, runs into the gargoyles, gets initiative, finds that loot.
And there's the loot.
She's pausing for just a moment, gets a first strike on the Nacho tile again, and immediately runs into fire elementals. Zyrak has made it back to his ship. Q, I think he's going to the Ruby.
Now let's see if Zyrak actually does a smart thing and makes a detour to Elfland and picks up some mage protectors, some bubbles for those mages, because whoa boy, they be dropping right now, and that's just against size.
That's due to Blizzard. But we have a Fiend pool over here on the left side of your screen. Alliesong has carry, throws out a lit 3, does 43 damage, attacks with the fighter for a grand total of 63. Carry retorts, attacking the black mage, outright destroying it. Blizzard coming out, doing chip damage to the fighter. White mage goes down. It is just Carry and a fighter. 2 hits, 2 damage, not enough damage going out. Has to hope for critical hits. 5 hits from Carry for 37 damage. 2 hits, doing not very much damage as well.
Looks like Carry's got a Nerf bet in her hand.
A little bit. 2 hits for 17 from Carry. Allie has her fighter up and is not doing very much. That's Blaze coming out from Carry. 2 hits, 2 damage. Damage poison comes out. And unfortunately, that is a wipe for Alliesong.
And that should tell her that she needs better armor on her mages as well. I mean, literally, if I was Allie, I'd be taking a look at either ice cave for some financial influx, or be looking back into her past and taking a strong eye at that max gold chest.
I think she can hear what you're thinking with ice cave. Zyrak picking up fast. He has returned to Elfland. I did not see if he bought any of the gold bracelets, but he does pick up Fade,
which is very powerful in his arsenal right now. Now, can he get no? Depending on if he's already gotten the bracelets for his mages, literally that really right now needs to happen. I mean, you gotta have the absorb so your mages aren't taking the full brunt of every strike as being made on them.
I do agree. Those gold bracelets, picking them up right now would be absolutely valuable. And Zyrak, I don't know if he picked them up. I missed it, but Ali has entered the ice cave, and as we know, the ice cave wasn't all that bad.
Ice cave has some stun creatures, but literally stun and blizzard. And that's about what we've seen in there with Zyrak. So hopefully Allie will be able to make her way through it without having any kind of massive amount of issues. Looks like Zyrak's going towards Melman right now. I think this is his first time of visiting here, and he's now taking a look at the spells.
Immediately picking up Cure 4 Life 2. I like it, especially with the Red Mage being able to learn Cure 4 right off the bat. It helps so much. But unfortunately, in the case of the slot that Temper is in, that's going to require promotion from the Red Mage to the Red Wizard in order to learn Temper. But Zyrak turns in the slab to Dr. Un and runs right past the armor shop to then head towards the inn, save, and recharge on spells and health.
Now you got to be in Zyrak's shoes right now. He has a ruby. He's definitely licking his lips at the floater. is he hoping for the floater to be amongst the drops right now that he's, or amongst the treasures that he's going to be picking up here? Whoa, yep, okay, there you go. And here we go. He's going to the Titan. He's going to drop the Titan a ruby to pry the Titan off. And of course, the Ratnans have to jump in and say no. And he says no to them.
Now, Allie will be rewarded with the ruby from this check, but right now, keep your eyes on the right side of your screen. We see flame mail. We see an iron. We see a Masmi opal bracelet.
Mazda! And an opal trio. Pardon, I think this is. I think he's got the ordeals in the bag.
We have strong armor. We have the strongest weapon in the game, without crit rate being factored in. We have the strongest mage armor in the game, and now Zyrak heading to check Sarda, hoping, praying that the floater is going to be here. Sarda, what are you going to have?
He better have the floater.
It's the floater!
And we know exactly where he's going.
At 1 hour and 1 minute into the seed, Zyrak has Alliesong about to grab the ruby and be able to enter the air herself, or be able to enter Titan's Trove, grab that massive amount of goodies, and then grab the floater from Sarda to be able to make it through. But she is getting stonewalled by some Gurpeeds.
And that's the kind of stuff that you do not want to see in a round. Is enemies that are resisting your damage, not letting you run, and just taking you. Not even making it a mercy kill. A tormentive, slow-paced death torture.
Yeah, that was very torturous for Allie, because those Gurpeeds just took their time with her. They toyed with her the whole way through. But Zyrak, floater in hand, heading towards the Ryukon Desert.
Hopefully, after the airship has been recovered, there will be a moment where basically he wants to go and bring his kids to full adulthood. Now, I want to ask, where do you believe his heart is set on after that point? I mean, he has the slab, he has ordeals. Heck, he has everywhere he wants to go to, including Gaia. Which I did take a notice, he didn't turn in his adamant.
Yeah, he may be saving the adamant TNT, but he did turn in the adamant. The adamant became the power bomb.
Then where did Allie get the fairy from?
The bottle was loose in Matoya's cave.
Ah, yes, thank you. Thank you for that correction there. Well, that's an interesting little hidey hole.
And Allie has returned into ice. Zyrak in the air about 103.30. It's very nice to see Zyrak getting in the air as quickly as he did, but now he can't decide where he wants to go. But I think he has his sights set on Bahamut and the Cardia Isles.
Hopefully. And it's exactly where he's going.
Getting 2,000 gold, 2,200, about 7,000 gold from the 3 chests in the grassland. Allie in a pretty nasty looking pack. Zyrak's gonna bonk off of that small outcropping and then go ahead and save, head into the other Cardia Isle, the marsh specifically, find an Iron Shield, which is, it's okay. And I'm not sure what he picked up from the other two chests. But he is going to head into the last one, and
right now, are you seeing some lag from Zarek restreamer?
Yeah, Fizzle. Shout out to our restreamer, Lord Fizzlebeef. I think we're having a couple technical difficulties over on Zyrak's side. Maybe a few drop frames here and there.
Yeah, I'm seeing it pretty bad.
But Allie is in a nasty little encounter right now. Getting hit with Slep, getting hit with all sorts of nastiness.
She can't be sitting there just taking that. She needs to drop it. She needs to drop a fade and just get it done with.
I don't think she has fade, though. I'm pretty sure Zyrak's the one that has fade right now. Thank you, Fizzle. I thought that would be the case.
Thank you for clarifying.
So Allie, unfortunately, taking another wipe in Ice Cave due to that nasty, nasty tile. Zyrak working on moving armor about, getting the armor situation into an extremely good spot, having that dragon armor equipped onto the knight, as well as a ribbon and the power gauntlet. Trying to equip the ice armor onto the red wizard. Unfortunately, that does not work out. Instead, leaving the opal Cheerio on. Same absorb rating as that beautiful ice armor. Just does not have the fire resistance.
Sorry, Red Wizard's not a ninja.
Allie trucking on through the ice cave, trying to get that ruby out of here. And hopefully will be on her way to grab that floater relatively quickly. Now, Q, if there's one thing I've noticed, it's been that this seed has not had very many key item checks made. There's Nuke at level 7 for 63,000 gold.
And that's not worth it.
So no level 7 exit in Gaia.
I'm thinking Lofin.
Ooh. Lefane would be a place. Zyrak resurrecting the White Wizard. Didn't check the item shop to the best of my knowledge. And Alliesong in a bit of a pinch here. That Black Mage is looking a little worse for wear. Zyrak leaving Gaia.
That's underestimated. That's the most underestimated comment of this seed.
Zyrak leaving Gaia, heading over the Onrak continent.
I don't believe we've seen level 6, have we? Level 6 spells.
We have seen level 6 magic. The notable spells were Fire 3, Brack, and Life. Fire 3 will be learnable by Red Wizard, but Brack, not so much. Life, though, is learnable by Red Wizard. Warp at level 7 in Onrak.
And I said that one. Give me my
yes,
box.
You did. Allie is farming out a few encounters in the ice cave. And Zyrak leaving Onrak and heading up towards the waterfall. I'm liking these plays. I'm really liking these plays.
As Chet just mentioned, it seems like Allie's on a mini grind in the ice cave right now.
It does seem to be that way. Zyrak getting a couple of poison light warriors. Curing that poison. And then healing on up. Saving. And entering waterfall.
Now, Waterfall has been a nightmare domain here for most of this tournament. How bad they're going to be depends on the seed roll, but we'll find out here in a bit.
I guess I can say I'm one of the lucky ones that hasn't really seen Waterfall yet.
Oh, I do believe a nightmare Batman pairing of Bane.
Zyrak getting a beautiful, beautiful encounter here. Lit 3 as well as Harm 4. Though the undead don't resist lightning, they are weak to fire, so Fire 3 would deal more damage or even Fire 2. But Lit 3 is good enough to get the job done.
Yeah, if Twitch would stop getting the frames being dropped so much, I could actually keep up with you.
Alright, Zyrak closing in on the robot very soon. Unfortunately, getting into another encounter. Allie still doing the mini grind. Decided to go ahead and get on out of Ice Cave. No, Fizzle, not the robot that you're thinking. At least not yet. Alright, Zyrak has made it into the room with the robot. Finds a loose TNT!
Well, that might be nice. And a loose crystal to boot.
That is the incentivized crystal from the robot. That means Zyrak will head to Matoya's cave very shortly and pick up that bottle to then return to Gaia and see what the fairy has. This is big for Zyrak. This is very big. At this point, all he's missing for Go Mode are 4 items: the key, the oxyale, the chime, and the cube.
One of those items is going to be either in Sky, I can tell you that much, or Ordeals.
Both loose items have been found. The bottle in Matoya's cave.
So Sky's not even it's not even a thing. So pretty much it's got to be back behind these quest turn-ins and Ordeals.
And there is still a fetch quest chain to be done, with the slab being translated over at the town of Lefane.
As well as a crown that's laying around somewhere.
Indeed. And we can find out what the kindly old king has. And that could be where that key is sleeping.
And I'm betting it's Oxio.
Alliesong heading back over to the volcano. With as many wipes as she's taken, you've gotta imagine that she's probably on tilt.
You think?
No,
I mean, woo.
thinking's overrated.
Okay, let's put it this way. This might be a little outdated, but the scorn of a woman is something you do not want to cross.
I mean, you're not wrong. Look at Carrie.
Exactly.
So Zyrak, about to make it out of the waterfall, as Allie re-enters the volcano. And has a bit of a bad encounter to start off with, but outside of that, not looking too bad right now for her. She's already on the large open volcano floor, as Zyrak is just leaving waterfall.
And we're just over the 115 mark, and no crystals right now have been popped. I'm starting to wonder who's going to be lighting the first orb.
That is a very good question. Zyrak does have the Mosmune, can go get the Excalibur if he hasn't already gotten it. I honestly do not remember. And
The butter knife's in Volcano.
Yep. Like to thank Magius for the bits. Thank you, Magius. Allie is just cruising on through this volcano. She is like, nope, I'm running through here. We're going to get this done.
Looks like she's motivated.
I am inclined to agree. Some might say she's got a fire burning inside. Zyrak, heading over towards Matoya's cave, about to pick up that loose bottle, and gets the chime as well from Matoya. And there is the loose bottle for Zyrak. He's almost done with all the key item finding.
Yeah, just well, I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, I'm going on a limb on this one. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the slab's not going to turn up the Oxio or the cube or the key. I think it's going to turn up the crown.
I like your thinking on this. I like your thinking on this entirely.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess why I made an A+ in my statistics class?
Because of that.
Yep.
All right, Allie has obtained her loot yet again, and is going to try to run from the nachos. Does succeed this time. Level 8 White Magic in Gaia has Invis 2, and level 8 Black Magic has nothing that really needs to be noted. And Zyrak is heading to turn in that bottle as Allie is approaching Carry 1. Sorry about that. I had to mute for a sneeze.
I don't know. I don't know what happened at the ferry. Right now, my screen is completely frozen up as far as Zyrak's. As far as Allie right now, she's taking on some sandwiches.
Yeah, she was taking on some good old gur worms. There we go. Healing up before Carry 1. Allie.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think that Zyrak right now is having issues. It's not so much Twitch.
Yeah, I think you're right. Allie, though, looking to light her back at Carry, starts off with Ice 3 for 43 damage, just some chip damage, another Ice 3, 67 damage, that's 110 total. Misses with the White Mage, 2 hits, 2 damage, 5 hits onto the Black Mage from Carrie for 229, immediately taking down that Black Mage. 2 hits for 4 damage from the fighter. White Mage swings for 1. Lit 3 coming out for 58 damage. Allie looking a little... Okay, more than just a little in danger. She is definitely in danger. 2 hits for 71 from that fighter onto Carrie. That was a critical hit. We do have Zyrak back. Heal 3 coming out, restoring health.
And Zyrak is using Linux.
All right, 2 hits, 2 damage from the fighter. White Mage swings for 1. 4 hits, 47 with a crit in there from Carrie. Carrie is not hitting for very much. Another 2 hits, 2 damage. Blizzard comes out, dropping that White Mage down to 1 knee. It's going to be keeping that fighter alive as well. White Mage Blaze coming out. That's going to finish off the White Mage. It is just Carrie and the fighter yet again. 2 hits.
Deja vu.
Damage poison. Damage poison comes out. 56 damage. 2 hits for 3 damage again. 4 hits, 48 damage. 2 hits, 2 damage. I don't think Allie is going to make it through this fight. 2 hits for 65. That's a crit. 2 hits for 12 coming from Carrie. Ink goes out doing nothing. Another 2 hits for 2 damage. Carrie swings. 5 hits. 54 damage. Wipes Alliesong again against Carrie 1.
Didn't we already see this already once? I mean, I feel like we just time traveled about 40 minutes back into the past.
Nah, you must be feeling deja vu. Unfortunately, that is another rough wipe for Alliesong, and changing her course of action. I'm not quite sure where she's going, but all I know is she's definitely changing her course of action. Zyrak, though, running through Earth Cave, making quick work of it, not having any problems, is ready to take on his first fiend, ready to take down the Lich himself.
I think Zyrak's going to pick up the pace here once he's done with Lich. I mean, literally his team right now has Maza. They have a full stack of armor. This is going to be a pop and draw.
Oh, very much so. So chances are that the Lich fight is going to be a miss it fight, and unfortunately, we're having issues with Zyrak.
As we're watching the PowerPoint, he basically just dropped Lich.
Yeah, Fade ended up just dropping Lich by the looks of it. So Zyrak does have 1 Orblit at the 1 hour 23:20 mark. We'll call it that. And yeah. We still don't know what that bottle led to, but we do know that the TNT leads to the herb.
From the PowerPoint presentation.
So we at least have that information.
Come on. Pull up next slide, please.
Allie has gone back to Elfland, and she's running past the gold bracelets because she had not bought the adamant yet. So grabbing that adamant is a huge boon. So I think we have no idea as to what the herb turns into.
Your guess is as good as mine right now. I'd say possibly
It turned into drown. but we don't know what crown yields.
Let's hope it's something good here. So, since crown was found, we can pretty well say the slab's probably going to drop us either an Oxio, or a key, or a cube. Now, if Zirak would be so kind as to show us his item list, we can actually find it. But right now, we have no idea. This PowerPoint presentation right here has become a mystery of a match.
It really has. You know, I had a thought and then I completely lost it, but we also unfortunately lost Zyrak. So we've got Allie having turned in the adamant and obtained the power bonk, and Zyrak, with the encounter that's being shown, I can say for a fact is in the area of Lefane. Got to give a big thanks to our restreamer Lord Fizzleby for being able to get Zyrak's feed up and running again so quickly. And Alliesong wiping to the Blizzard Sahags. Those Blizzard Sahags have had just about everybody's number tonight.
Pretty much. I mean, they've been given some boons from Chaos and his treasure trove of wicketry and evil.
So the Lefane-ish NPC is holding onto the other half of the sky access, the cube. Level 8 white magic in
And
Lefane
exit is...
Fields exit.
Did I not predict it?
You did predict the levels, for sure.
And the locations for the exit.
Now that one I can't remember, but I do remember that the levels were predicted. I believe that Zyrak has the White Mage Kedril swinging around a Thor hammer. So something Zyrak has done yielded that Thor hammer.
I'm thinking that may have come up and out of the Elfin Prince. So we're still hunting down a Oxio and a key. Which, if you're to take a little logic here, a little statistics, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet that the Oxio is key locked.
Excuse me while I just cower in fear from those frost wolves. The first ability the frost wolves had was thunder. So yeah, I needed to cower in fear. We did get a quick flash of Zyrak's item menu.
I'm sorry,
there, but I do see the Oxyale.
Oxio has been grabbed. But key is still out there.
So Alliesong back in Earth Cave, Zyrak in Mirage Tower, ready to head up towards the Sky Castle, otherwise known as the Floating Fortress.
I think we can go ahead and start calling Zyrak as being the in front of the pack now. I mean, seriously, his stat right now pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah, Zyrak's definitely had a solid lead for a little while. Allie, unfortunately, has just been spinning her wheels, wiping to so many different things. She's just
I feel bad. I feel bad for her since she's tried so many times at carry, tried so many times in Earth. She just can't find her groove.
Yeah, she's just having a rough go of things right now. Zyrak throwing out that Thor hammer, getting that little bit of chip damage. Ice 3 coming out, gonna wipe out one of those nightmares with a high roll of 350. Now, since nightmares are weak to ice, Ice 3 can roll as high as 420 damage, which is higher than the maximum roll of Nuke. Nuke caps at 400, but rolls as low as 100. And we see the speed bump question mark. It's not even really a speed bump.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out where the key is. I mean, in all honesty, if we've already found all of our loose right now, and we're
Castle Ordeals.
It's gotta be.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you had me thinking. Literally went, what's the only plate Castle Ordeals?
Which I've been basically throwing out there ever since about 30 minutes into the match.
Thereabouts, yeah. As soon as that canal was found, yeah, Castle Ordeals has been a play since very early on, which, if I know Zyrak like I do from playing Free Enterprise with him multiple times, he's probably going to go check Ordeals next.
Let's hope so that he can actually get this key and get a go, because if he does what someone else did a couple of days ago and completely forget, we're going to be sitting here for a while.
I know of a few people in a few rounds that have forgotten about Ordeals being a location, and it feels bad every single time, whether you're racing them or you're watching them race. It's just such a terrible feeling to see somebody forget about Ordeals entirely. And
I mean, I've preached this in my other comms. I'm going to preach it here. Please, oh please. I mean, get a notebook, have a Word document, use that Excel spreadsheet. Get some kind of way that you can actually track your own progression.
Yeah, I am actually a huge advocate of taking notes. I take notes almost religiously when playing this, because as I was taught from randomizers, taking notes usually gets you very good results. About 95% of the time, honestly. I've gotten good results from taking notes about 95% of the time. Zyrak turning tail, heading out of Mirage as Alliesong pulls Lich.
And she opens up with a lit 3, and looks like she's going to pound the heck out of Lich with lit 3 instead of using fire. Why would you do that? Can you explain that one to me?
Since Lich does not entirely resist... Well, no, Lich does resist lightning. I know Ali didn't have Fire 2 on the Red Mage. Fire 2 is only on the Black Mage right now. So, could have been a mismenu on Ali's part, but I got nothing else other than that. But in any case, Ali does defeat Lich, and she has her first orb lit at the hour and 34-minute mark in the seed. Zyrak re-enters Mirage Tower and is ready to head up into the Sky Castle, where we may see our good friend, the robot.
Who's good friend? I have mortal enemies with that damn bite.
I mean, it's my good friend. It killed me last night. I mean, what?
That's not a friend. That's an enemy, or at best, a frenemy.
Exactly. It's a friend and an enemy. You caught what I was getting at, Q.
Yeah, I know. I was just picking. I was just picking.
Oh, I know you were. Well, we do have a break in the action, though. I do want to give a huge thanks to Randomania for allowing us to have these races on their channel. Give a big thanks to Lord Fizzleby for doing the restreaming, and I can't even stress how big of a thanks this is to Burt Reynolds for doing the tracking. And Q, I got to give a huge thanks to you for doing comms with me.
Hey, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, to get my own personal horrors and fears out of the way, and I thank everyone for giving me the chance to do this. I mean, literally every single person here has been very supportive in Final Fantasy Randos, which I wish to say that if they're this supportive of commentators, think of how supportive they are to the Ducklings. Please use their Duckling program and get yourself familiarized with FF Rando.
Though it is funny you mentioned the Duckling program, because I did forget to mention that Zyrak and Alliesong are both Ducklings in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, and this actually is a very good Duckling match overall. Zyrak with an advantage right now, but Alliesong might be able to clean stuff up and come back.
Oh, by the way, it's been a honor and a privilege to be able to sit here and banter back and forth with somebody who I really like seeing from the seats.
I appreciate that, Q. It's actually been really nice having me as well. This has been a blast so far.
You know, even with the mistakes that Ellie has made, I mean, she hasn't given up. She's trying her best. She's throwing everything that she can, and she's not. And literally, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do Wurfel. Wurfel's gotta have something good in here that can help me bring some of this stuff to a close." And she's not just like sitting there and giving up. And I think that shows the quality of our mental athletes, as I put them.
Yeah, I have to agree. In seeds like these, where Allie has wiped so many times, is more than likely on tilt, maybe inside of her own head. She has just continued pushing, and I have to give her massive props, a huge merit for doing that. It's not easy. It is very far from easy to do that, especially in this game.
You basically have that concede button sitting right in front of you. You can concede, you can give up, and it's kind of like that torturous moment where Gabrielle went to hell and basically was surrounded by all that food that would turn her into a demon, and she did everything she could to resist.
Now, I do have to give a shout out to a friend that we saw. Shout outs to you, Out of Bounds Bat. Zyrak in the Sky 4 maze. Allie picking up the crystal and the loose TNT right now. Allie is in a decent spot, I gotta say. She does need to head back to ice to get that ruby, but otherwise, I think she's going to be in a good spot. There's Out of Bounds Bat again. Zyrak hasn't quite figured out the Sky Maze. It's 2 either north or south, and 2 either east or west. But Zyrak is on the Bridge of Destiny. Get your Bless RNGs out for a War Mech. As much as I don't want to wish it upon the Ducklings, I want to wish it upon the Ducklings.
Here, War Mech. Here, boy. Here, boy. Here, boy.
I love it. Like to welcome a good friend, Zardia. Good to see you again, Zar. Unfortunately, no Warmech just yet, but Zyrak is getting some beautiful EXP encounters.
Looks like Warmech took a vacation.
It does seem like Warmech took a vacation this time around, but with that, Zyrak has pulled Tiamat 1. Gonna start off with a fast white shirt, an attack from the knight, and temper going out onto the knight. Probably gonna swing. Oh, I'm sorry, it's power bonk. We're gonna increase the power of that Mazmune, and we've got fast, so we've got double damage or double attacks going out. Tiamat may not last long. Fade going out, 140 damage, 8 hits for 623. Tiamat 1 goes down for Zyrak. Zyrak has 2 orbs lit, just needs the key and encounters a T-Rex.
And it seems like Ellie now is the one whose CPU is getting hit with coronavirus research.
We see the legendary blue stake on Zyrak's screen. Zyrak takes it down, netting a beautiful 3600 EXP. And we are working on getting Ali's stream back as quickly as possible. In the meantime, Zyrak, done with Sky, done with Earth, only has Volcano and Sea remaining, but he does need to go do ordeals to get that Mystic Key. And I do believe Zyrak has forgotten about ordeals being a thing. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we mentioned that earlier. All right, Zyrak has re-entered the volcano, and we're working on getting Alliesong back as quick as we can. Zyrak just going to charge on through this volcano. Doesn't need any of the chests in here. And he is just going as quick as possible.
Yeah, she just came back up, but she's lagging. It's like a PowerPoint presentation, Lord.
I think Allie may be having internet issues altogether because I do not see her in the Speedruns live room right now.
Oh my. Okay, sounds like maybe there's maybe a complete disconnect of the internet now. So I don't know what the protocols are for that. Can we get some feedback from the almighty admins of FFR?
Actually, we have one as our restreamer right now. Look, Zyrak has made it down to carry, ready to light that third orb, hungry for victory. Ice 3 going out on the carry, 37 damage. Fade coming out from the White Wizard, 104. Night swings the Mazmune. It only does 155 with the 5 hits, but Fade from the Red Wizard for 198 takes carry down. Zyrak has 3 of the 4 orbs lit.
Hey, just wondering, Sean, do you like Snake?
Oh man, snakes. Snakes are friends, but
Snake's food too.
Yeah, if we're talking Carrie who's a Lamia, All right, Zyrak still has not gone to do ordeals, but I do believe he has the levels for magic level 7 charges, which he does. I believe I saw level 24 on that Black Mage. He's not going to go grab Warp. Instead, he's going to run straight into the Sea Shrine. And we know that Alliesong has been facing some technical difficulties. We've been working on getting her back as quick as possible.
All the while, it seems like Zirak is firmly in pretty well making a casual run through the shrine. Goes into it. Goes in and hits a ghost. Maybe we can find out what these ghosts have. And it would be nice to find to see some more damage coming up off these monsters right now. That's was thought to be a smorgasbord of really powerful monsters, but it seems like the only really strong ones we've seen is the outworld enemies, being pretty much Geist and imps with poison. Right now, it seems Ice 3 is being utilized to wipe out a Shark and Eye combination, heading up to, I think, the 3rd floor, I do believe. Wait, Ghost caught up with Xerax, and seems they're gonna get beaten down with a level with a fade from Mage, a fade from the Red Mage, and a Fire 3 from the Black Mage.
So we have a problem because I have received from Alliesong that her internet did go out entirely, and she has been trying to rejoin the SRL room, and it's not.
Does she have hotspot accessibility on her phone?
It's not that. It's saying that she's banned from SRL for some reason.
What?
So I'm trying to help her out as well.
Oh boy. Should we go ahead and have a hold pattern for this technical issue?
It would be very hard to let Xerac know, but Allie did tell me that she wants. Allie did tell me that she wants to go ahead and forfeit.
So, pretty much, Xerac, looks like you're the winner by technical difficulty.
Yeah. So we will direct our focus towards Xerac. Unfortunately, stuff like this does happen, but Xerac does end up running into some water elementals fully loaded with Ice 3s to take them down, since water elementals are weak to the ice spell. And Xerac is on Kraken's floor on top of that. So Xerac should have that 4th orb lit. Very quickly. I just lost my train of thought because that happens.
Well, let's just go ahead and just give Xerac the freedom to finish this run, and let's also state that let's just put this out as a fact here. I mean, this is something that most people do not want to talk about, but I did find out that we have 1 million cases, and in show of respect, let's just say that the internet connection dropout may actually save some lives. So let's hope that's what's going on.
In any case, Xerac has pulled Kraken 1. Fire 2 coming out from Kraken. That's actually really nice to see. Melee attacks from Kraken tend to hurt a lot, especially since Kraken does get a ton of hits. But, you know, with a Mosmune wielding Knight hitting 10 times, dealing over 1,000 damage just like that, Kraken falls. All that's left for Xerac to find is the Mystic Key, and then he'll be able to go 2,000 years into the past and break this time loop, defeat chaos, and have the power of the orbs restored entirely, and be able to keep this from happening again until we generate the next seed.
It's an endless loop cycle. It's never going to end, no matter how many times they go back. It's because they're in another dimension that we're basically throwing into our nest every time we decide to play.
You could say that Final Fantasy is the fifth dimension.
And fourth.
But the spell Zap exiles to the fourth dimension. Does Zyrak have his key?
True.
He does not have the key, and I don't think he notices that.
Oh my gosh. Yes, Zyrax, you are now the new Hangry Canuck. Congratulations. Hangry, start thinking of another name.
So, yeah, with Zyrak not having the key and beautiful pack of Thunder Frost Wolves. Okay, there's the pack that made me absolutely scared earlier on. Okay, now that I've regained my composure, running into the pack of Thunder Frost Wolves with Ice Giants, yeah, that merits an instant reset.
The key, by the way, Space Drake, the key is in ordeals. We have narrowed it down to ordeals. If you watched the match that Dangwoo and myself actually made a commentary of, you'd actually find that we actually I noticed it a Lefane. What?
That was to our tracker, Burt Reynolds, about Frostwolves having thunder.
Oh, thank you. Basically, Canuck took about 45 minutes of spinning his wheels, rechecking volcano, ice cave, earth, ordeals, and everywhere, trying to find. I do believe it was the Oxiel, which the Oxiel was actually in Lefane. With basically being slab locked, and he had to translate the slab way early in the game.
Unrunnable bad men. That's bad, man. So Zyrak is about to be greeted with a really, really rude awakening of not having the key and not being able to continue progressing through Temple of Fiends Revisited, which, if I had to give a guess as to the time that he enters, it's probably 150-ish.
I would say so, and the only way he could have done ordeals is during that slideshow. And we're hoping that was no luck.
And there's the realization of lack of Mystic Key.
Well, at least he bought Exit.
And now, Zyrak, have fun flying to ordeals.
If he actually remembers that as in ordeals. And it looks like he did.
He's got this on lock. Hey, there's a sandwich.
Hey, Space Drake, could you clip that moment of realization, please?
Or
send us a link. We want to keep that one on record.
Or anybody in chat for that matter. So, there is actually one thing I noticed with Zyrak's naming scheme on his characters, and this is actually because I do something with this group of people that he's named his characters after quite often. Oh,
Oh, can you share?
a little bit of history about Zyrak. So I think it was about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. One of our good friends, Zercord, who's the Red Wizard, organized something called a randomizer triathlon. And it was 3 randomizers on the Super Nintendo back to back to back with 30-second breaks in between each one. And the people that Zyrak has his characters named after, JJ Blue, Kedril, and Zercord, participated. PMA, who's PMAC fail, didn't participate, but came around a little later when we started doing bingo for FF4 Free Enterprise. So actually knowing Zyrak's naming scheme is a bit of a throwback for me.
I could see where that would be a bit of a novelty there. No pun intended. With that being said, it seems like Zyrak's making short work of everything in here. No, with absolutely no surprise. Can we make sure that we ask him about this? I mean, the first question. Can I be the one who drops this question on him? Please, please.
Feel free to, Q.
Thank you. I love being a hill.
You have this question to ask, and I'm not taking that one away from you. We do see chimeras here on the spike tile that normally has nightmares. One thing I don't think we mentioned is that these are the B-side trap tiles. So a lot of these encounters that you're going to see are ones that are later on in the game. Also, there I go interchanging the names again because I do that for some reason.
Hey, you're hanging out with someone who survived a stroke at age 6. I know what it means to have your brain flipped upside down and inside out.
Oof. Well, glad to have you around, my friend.
Hey, good company.
Zyrak has made some very quick work of this ordeals. I gotta say, the levels that he's gotten throughout this entire run, they have done a lot of work for him. And he's gonna go ahead and loot the rest of these boxes just because reasons, I guess. But there's that mystic key. With that, Zyrak just gonna go ahead and that's a manticore tile. That's not fair.
Well, they had to pop up somewhere. They didn't pop up in anywhere. Not even in where was it? Waterfall. Or Mirage.
Yeah, I was about to say they're more likely to pop up in Sky than anywhere else, and I don't think we even saw them there.
So basically, they decided to take a small detour and use the Castle of Ordeals as their own personal little sanctuary and vacation spot.
That sounds about right.
Just like Warmac decided to take his vacation spot, but where is Warmac right now? Literally, we're expecting Warmac like every match. And him not showing up, come on. You don't have any kind of biological parts. You're a machine. Come on, show up.
Unfortunately, we're well past where he'd be able to show up at, but it would be nice to just have one encounter on, I don't know, Tiamat 2 floor changed to be a Warmac just to scare somebody.
It would be. I mean, literally, it would be. That would be such a lovely little trick to happen on Halloween, where basically the Fiends can randomly be replaced with Warmech.
All right, Zyrak has returned to Canaria to revive the 3 warriors that fell during the battle against those manticores. And I gotta say, his levels are looking really good. He's slightly... But I would much rather be overleveled than underleveled.
No disagreements on that. I mean, literally, I'm the one who basically originally, when I had this game as a kid, for some odd reason, Kraken and Tiamat in a game pack were so difficult. I had to go to level 50 to be able to get Chaos and be able to have half of a chance.
Yeah, that makes sense. And right about the 2-hour mark, Zyrak re-enters Temple of Fiends Revisited, this time with the key, not going to bonk on that door. He's going to be able to make it through this, and we'll be able to see what the refights hold in store for Zyrak. We haven't seen any nukes come out. We haven't seen any nuclears. But we also did not see Warmech. We also have Swirl, Tornado, a few other things. I'd like to welcome Demon RHK with a question that he has. What's going on? Tech issues or forfeit?
Both.
At the same time. Internet disconnected that led into a forfeit. So pretty much both at the same time. Zyrak, running through the second floor of Temple of Fiends Revisited, encountering metal slimes. These slimes are weak to fire. He does have that in his arsenal. And he's going to go ahead and make good use of that here. Fire 3 comes out, and it doesn't take out any of those slimes. Those are beefy slimes. All right, Zyrak, now at the back end of the first floor of the Temple of Fiends, runs into a pack of 3 chimeras, deciding to take the fight. Better to play it safe than to continue going. Even though he's fairly certain he's got this race in the bag, he's still going to play it safe, and I have to respect that.
And with that being said, I mean, literally going against any of the golems is normally a complete waste of resources and space, especially the iron, but golem's a golem.
Indeed. So Zyrak on the Lich floor, getting more unrunnable golems. An unfortunate turn with them being unrunnable, but they are decent EXP. We may see that night JJ be at level 30. Like to welcome Gregory Puff.
Hey Puff, thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, technical difficulties turned into a turn-in for a forfeit. Unfortunately, that's what happened.
Yeah, and Ali also had issues getting back into SL and is currently unable to forfeit in that as well.
Pretty much, she got marked as banned from SL.
So Zyrak, Lich 2, swings the Silver Dagger for 1 damage with that Black Wizard. White shirts up, swings the Mosmian 10 hits for 967. That's going to be the end of Lich 2. Onwards to Carrie's floor. Can't go that way, Zyrak. You got to go through the doors.
There's only one game that I ever had that you could go through the walls on, and it was Dungeon Master for the Obsession 2, Mapbox Obsession 2.
Zyrak deciding to fade down these Grey Worms. Misses an attack because there was no target available that he queued the attack on. But the party is sitting right about level 28. They're looking really good on levels right now. And unfortunately, these Grey Worms are unrunnable. Most of the unrunnables have been hiding here in Tofu.
Ay. And this right here makes things just look so much more interesting for the revisits.
It does deplete resources for Zyrak, but Zyrak does have that white shirt. He does have the defense sword. He's got the power bonk. He's got everything he really needs in order to defeat Chaos. He's got the survivability of a knight on top of that, wearing dragon armor.
And we're at carry 2, and it looks like we're doing some fast tactics. We're relying completely on the knight, which, I mean, given the fact that he's at the Mesomoon, not the corporal, then I gotta say that's a great strat.
Oh yeah, fast with the flat double on hits, extremely nice. Swing from the Red Wizard, 3 hits, 3 damage. Swing from the Knight, 10 hits, 953.
Carry down goes Carry.
Carry just got diced. Onward to Kraken 2's floor. Potential gatekeeper here.
Now we're going to see a paper mache of Kraken, or we're going to see a full-fledged Kraken. The way this match has been going, literally, unless the seed's been really nice, I'm expecting nuke on Kraken.
I'm expecting... I don't know what I'm expecting. But we have Kraken pulled.
Nuke.
Opening up with temper and fast onto the fighter. Tornado comes out, damage, hitting that Black Wizard for 252, dropping it down to a knee. White shirt comes out, giving evasion stacks. Fast and temper both ended up onto the Knight. 10 hits.
A glass carry.
Glass Kraken, 10 hits for 1,089.
Glass Kraken, thank you.
Takes down Kraken 2. We knew what you were getting at, Q, my friend.
Thank you very much for having my back, though.
And now, Tiamat's floor is all that stands between Zyrak and Chaos. It's time to see what Tiamat 2 has.
Tiamat better have more than what Carrie did.
And Kraken. And Lich. Fast and temper.
Kraken. Okay. Do we just defeat Kraken or do we just defeat Lich? Because I'm not seeing any difference right now.
The answer is yes, but there is a big turn right here on Tiamat 2. Tia has a lot of evasion and a lot of absorb. And
So in other words, Tiamat is the gatekeeper and the secretary for Chaos, taking out the trash.
Pretty much, but 4 hits for 767 with a crit in there. Does not take down Tia, but definitely wounds her heavily. Everybody's gonna fight now. 2 hits for 68 from the Red Wizard, 1 damage from the White Wizard, 3 hits, 692, still does not take out Tiamat. That's about 1,400 damage, maybe closer to 1,500 so far.
It seems like Tiamat's pretty happy just to lit to and just tease the and she just dropped because she teased.
4 hits for 1,045 takes down Tia 2. Zyrak has the Mosmune, has the defense sword, has the white shirt, has the power bonk, moves that fighter in or that knight into slot 4 has temper, looks at Chaos and goes, Chaos, it is time for you to die. Opens up with Fast going onto the Knight, White Shirt going out, giving invis stacks. Temper and Fast go before the Knight. The Knight is going to defense. That is 3 evasion stacks of the 6 maximum. More Temper going out onto the Knight. Another White Shirt going out. Miss menu on that Temper almost went to the White Wizard. Power Bonk coming out for the Knight. 2 more Tempers with that Power Bonk. That's going to be a strong fighter attacking, or strong Knight, shall I say. Crack! Coming out. Kills off the Red Wizard and the Black Wizard. More White Shirt. A swing. 8 hits for 1,203. Chaos is still standing after that. Lit 2 coming out from Chaos, dealing chip damage to both Kedril the White Wizard and JJ the Knight. Fog 2 coming out, just increasing armor in case that's necessary. 9 hits for 1,463. Kills Chaos.
At 2 hours and 10 minutes, Chaos has been brought low.
Get your GGs out for Zyrak, finishing with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, 47 seconds. Waiting to see if Zyrak will come in for an interview. But in the meantime, oh, wow, that Chaos. That Chaos did not have any absorb whatsoever.
But he had plenty of bang for his buck. I mean, he had damage to spare. I mean, literally, I thought the White Mage was going to drop before it got the Fog 2 up.
We will be getting Zyrak into the booth momentarily for an interview. So be sure to stick around for that. We have a few questions to ask him.
Oh, we surely do.
Give me just one moment. So I do see Zyrak is here in Discord, and there he is. GG's Zyrak, well played, and some really nice damage on those Fiendry fights and Chaos.
Thank you.
In Discord, and there he
Unfortunately,
is.
your
Zyrak,
your
well
competitor
played, and
had a
really
had
nice
a
damage
splash of
on
technical difficulty. She
Fiendry
lost her
fights and
internet
Chaos.
and also lost her ability to log in. Got bandit, and she basically forfeit the match.
I was wondering, I don't know when exactly, but I saw that she was out of the race room, so that's really unfortunate. But yeah, I hope while it was available, the race was decent.
Zyrak, do you mind if I ask you a question?
For it.
It's about your first moments in Topher. What was your initial feeling if you describe it to us like dessert? How did it feel to go to that door, walk up to it, hitting the button and seeing the missile key was needed?
I was like, you never not have the key when you get there, right? So it just completely spaced. And on the other hand, I was like, I've done everything except ordeals, right? Like, what's left to do? And then, yeah, I was like, oh, you don't have the Mystic Key. I was like, no, I sure don't. Dang it. Yeah, that was a head in hands moment for sure.
You know that's going to be immortalized in Twitch's database, right?
Oh, probably. That's fine.
So Zyrak, Sonny here. I have a bit of a question for you. You get to Volcano. You go through the armory. You hit the Grey Worm spike tile. You see that it's the Sea Troll lobster pack, and the Sea Troll has stopped. At any point, did you think about going back to check that one chest that is locked behind that tile?
I mean, I tried to do it twice, and don't ask me why I tried to do it the second time when I was there, because I don't have a good answer for you. But no, after that, I didn't think about going back.
So, would you like to know what you would have gotten had you gone back?
Sure.
Another ribbon.
Yeah, that's why I was still looting, so yeah, that would have been nice.
Another question I had for you. When you were running to Lefane, you ran across those frost wolves. How much did your stomach just drop when you saw thunder come out from them as their first ability?
Yeah, I was actually really worried about the enemies in Topher, because there were really only 2 or 3 enemies in the whole game that were even remotely difficult. So I was really worried that Topher was going to be full of like all the skills, all of them, and it actually really wasn't. I'm really glad I didn't run into manticores when I was climbing Sky Tower, now after I saw them on that trap tile. But yeah, no, I was insanely worried about the stuff that was going to be in Topher, honestly, just because the enemies overall felt relatively easy, so there was going to be a lot of tough spells and skills out there still, but either I dodged them all, or they were just on enemies you don't usually run into.
Now, speaking of Topher, you had hardly seen any unrunnables up to getting into Topher. How worried were you about just about every encounter in Topher being an unrunnable?
That actually I wasn't. I actually felt like there were a decent amount of unrunnables out there. There were a few in Gurgu Volcano. There were a couple in... what was the other place that had a couple of them? There was another dungeon that had 2 or 3 of them that I'm completely blanking on as well. So no, the unrunnables I hadn't thought about. The skills and spells I definitely was.
Okay.
If I might ask another question, how did you feel about that revisited Tiamat?
I'm glad I had a really buffed knight, because when after the first round of buffs and I did 21 damage, I was like, all right, okay, we're gonna buff a couple of more turns, because she was beastly. If she had a high damage skill, she would have been a nightmare.
One more. Well, 2 really. But the first one is, so you're on the sea. You run across the Sahags with Blizzard. Then you run across the red Sahags with Dice 2. What was going through your mind with the red Sahags going into the sea?
I actually, the first 2 or 3 times I fought Sahags, I never saw Blizzard. I didn't see it until I was leaving my Gurgu dip and going back to Elfland, and then they had stun too on something, and they just stun and blizzard me, and I was like, oh, okay, so just the entire range of sea enemies is awful. So yeah, cabin more often. I cabined at least once, maybe twice, sailing to the floater for that reason too, sailing to turn in the floater.
And this last question, which is also going to lead into final thought. You're now 1 and 2 in the tournament. You've got a decent pool of people to go up against. How are you feeling going into next week, considering that next week is going to be Sky Week?
Right.
And might I add, there's a number of sharks at 1 and 2.
I fully expect to pull one of them, because that's just my luck between the FF4 tournament and this one. So I fully expect to pull a really good player next week and probably get thoroughly trashed, but that's fine. FF1, I enjoy it. I play it for fun, but I certainly don't grind it out or anything. Like Zelda Link to the Past, FF4, Super Mario 64, stuff like that. Those are the main randos I play semi-competitively. So I'm just gonna go out and put my best effort forward, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can shock somebody.
Which of our legendary beasts would you like to see?
Oh man, who is 1 and 2? now.
If I'm not mistaken, Synth is.
Yeah, Lord of the Synth, who's one of the original runners, is 1 and 2, I believe, right now.
Sure. I mean, that's there. You go. There's somebody who, if I was, ranking a top 15 or whatever, he'd be in there probably. So yeah, sure, let's do that.
Well.
Oh, Bert. Bert is also a 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, Burt Reynolds, our tracker. That would be another good. That'd be a good Duckling Platypus match. But in any case, any other final thoughts going on for next week? I mean, we have guaranteed Sky Week, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to launch a few of those seats out. I don't normally play with the map edits at OnRack and near Mirage Tower, so I'm definitely gonna want to get a few practice seats in to get used to potentially having to go in there early. It's definitely gonna be a change.
I like it. Q, my friend.
I think we're done with this like dinner. I think it's just time to clean up, get the dishes in the dishwasher, and call it a night.
Well, Q, it's been a pleasure doing commentary with you.
I've loved the match. I hate how this ended out with Ollie. I really wish her good luck and good fortune in her further endeavors, and let it be known that hey, no, we're doing this as a nonprofit. We're doing this to basically give people a way to chill out and have a place to relax. But I mean, if resources have to be given to other things, let's give honor to it.
Absolutely. Do you want to give a few shout outs real quick? First off to the...
Oh, definitely. Lord and Bert. Lord Fizzle, Bert. Yeah, you guys.
Fizzle Beef.
Yes, Lord Fizzle Beef. Bert, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for giving us a chance. Randomania, thank you for giving us a chance. And everyone who's out there who's stuck with us through thick and thin, we thank you very much. God has blessed you. May you have a good night.
Yes, and I will echo that. Shout outs to Left Front Bumper, Lord Fizzlebeef, our restreamer, Burt Reynolds, our tracker, Zyrak and Alliesong, our 2 runners. Q, my friend, I've known you since the FF1 PSP tournament. I'm so glad we were able to do comms together. Be sure to stick around, because up next here on Randomania 3 is Zelda 1 Randomizer, Lack Attack 24 versus Duke Firebird. You're going to want to watch that match. But on behalf of Lord Fizzlebeef, Burt Reynolds, Zyrak, Alliesong, my good friend here, Q, I am Sonny Wrath 11. I hope you all have a great evening.
Good night.